I guess there's kind of something related to Pokemon in my life, and it's that I watched the Summer Games done quick. There's a Pokemon Emerald speedrun, but every time their Pokemon evolves, it evolves into something random.
Ah, that's fun, yeah. Man, I feel like a speedrun randomizer would be a really fun way to do it.
Yeah, you should check it out. If you check on the GDQ YouTube channel, you can find that Emerald run. I recommend that it's a good run.
Alright, there's one thing I do want to mention, and it's new breaking news. It's like, hey, you know how Netflix is making 1 billion live-action adaptations and they've all been terrible and everyone consistently hates it?
Yeah.
Guess what's getting a new one?
I don't know what.
Death Note again.
Oh. There's like, oh, we can do it right this time.
The, like, creative team of Stranger Things is just like, yeah, we want to do a Death Note live-action series. And everyone's reaction is like, no, stop, it's already dead. You already killed it, why must the fans suffer again?
I mean, Stranger Things is pretty neat. That doesn't mean I'm optimistic for another Death Note thing, but...
Yeah. There's one person who put it really well, and they said basically like, oh yeah, there's like 2 things that are pivotal to Death Note's setting, and that's that takes place in Japan and takes place in the 2000s, and if you can't change either of those things without ruining the story.
I saw the tweet and your response to it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, it's just like, just the idea of like a 2000s Japanese pop idol is something that like we just straight up have like no equivalent for in the way they do. Like,
yeah,
it's
really...
you can't, yeah. And it's like pivotal to the plot.
Yeah, and if there's no equivalent that could be made for what's his name, Misa?
Yeah.
Like, then they might as well because if they just do an idol, then it'll just be for the actual fans of Death Note and not just trying to reach out to a Western audience.
Yeah. Like, you just need to, like, set in Japan or in some, like, you know, place that's nebulous enough that you could argue it's probably Japan, which, I don't know, that'd probably be hard to do.
No,
I feel like,
it really should just take place in Japan. And but then at that point, why bother? Death Note exists. You could just watch Death Note.
Yeah, I mean, arguably at the point where there's already good anime adaptation, why bother?
Yeah.
Because just watch that under any like, what are you getting out of this, you know? And I feel like that's kind of like the same problem I'm going with the One Piece live-action adaptation when it comes out. Because it's like, the anime exists, and it's a bit slow, but it's also, like, well-made and generally, like, really good and well-received. So, like, what the heck? Like,
maybe it'll be worth it if they go past the point where L is part of the story and make the parts post L actually good.
That's a big ask.
Yeah, it sure is. But it's for me, it's the only thing that would justify its existence.
Oh man. Like, at least with Death Note the musical, you get a bunch of really good songs, and they're they're pretty consistently bangers. At least with that, it's like, alright, at least I had to see Light just singing about how much he wants to kill people, and it's great. You get the big, like, effing Light's cop dad being like, hey, morality, right? And that's a song. It's, like, surprisingly good. Oh, man. Yeah. Also, they just, like, stuck weirdly faithfully to the manga with that one. Like, there's all the, like, poses, they're, like, just replicating, like, volume covers, like, constantly. And, like, they kidnap Mia because, of course, and they still do the thing where they just crucify her for, like, no reason. Oh, man. You're gonna have to do that in live action now. How's that gonna work?
I guess they just do it.
Yeah.
It's like visual stage effects and stuff. I don't know.
So yeah, I guess anything else we really want to get into before we do Digimon?
Nah, I don't really have anything else.
Alright, so Digimon Frontier, episode 17. This... Okay, so I feel like both this and, like, episode 18 made me kind of, like, realize something. And I know if this is just, like, one of those shower thoughts that just goes nowhere or whatever, but it's, like, I really appreciate how this show has, like, absolutely, like, zero reverence at all for, like, main character partners.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, Gomamon's just a random dude just swimming around with his little, like, tribe, and they're just like any other Digimon, And we just look over, and it's like, oh yeah, there's just a town, and there's just Digimon walking around, like, multiple.
Yeah, there's a Vmon just chilling and talking to somebody.
Yeah. Like, something out that really makes me stop and be like, yeah, this is cool, I love Vmon, as opposed to, like, if he, like, showed up as a main character or whatever and be like, oh, right, this is for marketing. It's like, nah, just let him just be a thing in the background. Just let Gallantmon just show up in a random shop in, like, just a montage and mean literally nothing to the plot.
He doesn't even get any lines.
Yeah, he just shows up and just shakes his head like, nah, I don't know where your stuff is. While selling his effing boob armor on the wall.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah. Also, we finally see, what's his name, like Kongomon or something? Whatever it is, the gold beetle thing, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because previously we were, like, looked into it. It's like, oh yeah, is he, like, in a shop somewhere or something, according to the wiki? It's like, oh yeah, here he is. This is the shop.
Yeah.
Okay,
I thought he had shown up earlier, but I guess not. Unless he was in two separate shops.
He might have. So, that's something else I'm realizing. It's like, we're seeing a lot of Digimon be reused. I mean, it makes sense, but it's also like, oh, they probably are, like, reusing, like, literal, like, PNGs of, like, these characters to, like, just fill out the crowds every now and then, huh?
I've seen a surprising amount of Monzemon.
Yeah, there's a lot of Monzemon. There's, like... I'm pretty sure we see Digimon twice in, like, 17 and 18, and both times I feel pretty confident it's the exact same animation.
That's fair. I mean, like, you just need background characters to fill out the scene. It's like, why not just reuse your assets?
Yeah, why not, It looks good, and, like, unless you're a nitpicking jerk like me, you probably won't notice.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I noticed Monzemon just because he kind of stands out, but otherwise, like, yeah.
Yeah, you get, like, what is it, Mariachi-mon or whatever, just every now and then, yeah. Ponchomon?
Ponchomon, I think.
Yeah, Ponchomon, he shows up a few times, in some shots, It's like, yeah, like, that's, I can't fault them for that, that's just smart. Like, it's smart, and the animation in these episodes has been pretty on point, so, like, yeah, good for them.
Yeah, it is Ponchomon.
Yeah, as long as we're not getting, like, slideshows, like, when Grummon was, like, revealed as a form, like, I'm fine.
There was something I noticed that was kind of weird, and it's Phantomon just chilling out and eating something and not being a bad guy.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's like I know there's like good Digimon and bad Digimon even among their own like species, but still it's like
yeah.
So weird because Phantomon is always a bad guy.
I have to wonder, in this series specifically, is that like actually a thing in the lore? Guys, I know an adventure is a big thing where it's like, they literally look at Leomon and they're like, oh yeah, all Leomon are good people, and it's like, now, like, people are just wherever, and they have their own motives and goals, and it's like, okay, like...
It could just...
Yeah.
It could just be... maybe it's not all Leomon are good, it's just most Leomon are known for being good. Like...
Yeah, like, it seems like they're kind of doing away with, like, I think the trope's called, like, Planet of Hats or whatever, where it's like, oh yeah, everyone in this group is just all like this, which honestly makes sense for Digimon. But it's like, oh yeah, I'd be interested if it's like, like, you just run to a Devimon and he's just like a cool dude, or like, he has to be like motivated to do something bad or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, oh, you see a Devimon and he's like guaranteed going to be evil under any circumstance,
Even though most of the time when we see a Devimon, they are evil.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I know we're gonna get Ice Devimon later in this show, and I'm kind of curious how that's going to go now that I've, like, said this.
When we get to the Ice Devimon episode, I strongly suggest you watch both the sub and the dub.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've talked about Walking Ice Devimon before.
Yeah, Walking Ice Devimon. I'll make sure to. Yeah, that'll be a fun one. Oh, hey, Sunflow. Yeah, you didn't miss anything so far.
It's so strange.
Yeah, we're just talking about how, like, live-action Death Note is returning again, but not a sequel to the movie. It's, like, literally gonna be its own show, and everyone's dreading it. I remember that episode. Oh, man.
Yeah, when I was watching through, when I was watching through Frontiers a few years ago, like, I got to that episode, I'm like, what the heck? Why? I hardly know who Christopher Walken is at my current age.
Wait, you don't, like, he's such a meme.
I know him from his voice. I don't know what he's in or anything.
You've never seen... Alright, that's the thing, it's like... I've seen Christopher Walken in, like, a few things, like, I know he's from SNL. I, like...
Wait.
Yeah.
You ever heard of the Country Bears?
Yes.
He's in that. I've seen that.
I'll get you, bears!
Yeah. I know he's got, like, a wacky way of speaking, and that's why that became, like, a running joke. Heck, that's why it's a thing with Ice Devimon. Somebody on the team must have just really liked him.
Yeah. Just when you're doing dumb voices, it's like, alright, whatever, I don't know how to do this many characters, let me just bust out the impersonations.
Yeah, it's really strange. It's like, okay, Arbormon's thing where he like gives life advice at random probably doesn't translate well. I'll just make him do a New Yorker accent.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That, like, it sells him enough as, like, a weirdo that it's like, okay, you know what, whatever.
Yeah.
Man, but yeah, I know Christopher Walken's, like, the dad in Hairspray. I don't think that's one a lot of people really like, are aware of or whatever.
Can't say I've seen it, so.
Yeah, it's like a musical and he's like the dad character, which means he has to play like a more emotional role, but more importantly it means we get Christopher Walken doing like a whole dance number, and it's like surprisingly like really good, like he's really talented at it. And I think that like raised expectations for when he was gonna appear on Peter Pan Live as Captain Hook. And you watch it, and it's clear he is drunk, and he doesn't give a fuck. He just could not care less about the role. I think Death Note is a concept that can work in many forms, and the issue is most American entertainment is early dramatization of everything. That was the main issue with that movie. That was not Light Orel. You're gonna do the concept, just do your own damn thing. Yeah. I feel like that's the one thing I'll, like, really defend the movie for, is that it's like, you know, it did go so far of its way that I would kind of consider the movie its own thing. Like, I wouldn't say it's better than the original, but at least it was, like, trying to, like, separate itself, you know?
At least it was its own thing, even if its own thing was terrible.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, I get to specifics or whatever, but it's like, I feel like that's, like, fair enough. That's fair enough for me to be like, you know what, yeah, whatever. At least they tried. Like, it's its own thing to the point where if, like, they filed away the character names, then people would be like, why isn't this Death Note? Man, issue is they use the characters from the manga. I mean, barely, I guess. Because it's like, I mean, as you said, yeah, like, Light Turner is nothing like Light Yagami. Just straight up, yeah.
One of the things I was gonna say is, like, it makes me cringe that his name is Light, but it's supposed to be like they're trying to not, like, make it an anime thing, and it's like,
that's
it's like that. I think that's even weird for Japan, because, like, there are people named Hikari, I imagined, which is the actual word for light.
Yeah.
Like, you would say his name in Japanese like Raito.
If they were original, it would still be bad because of rhyme. Yeah.
Unless, you know what, I might be stupid. Like, maybe Hikari is just a name that anime characters are named. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I have to imagine it's like, it's at least like someone's out there, right? You know, I have to imagine, like, yeah.
It was a very anime name, yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I'm pretty sure Kira is just killer. Like,
yeah, because L's and R's are interchangeable, so Killa.
Yeah, it's like everything about the characters' names is just stupid Japanese, and it's like, oh, his name is Light. And it's like, all right, which one of his terrible parents named him that?
I do want to, just quickly point out a really good line from the anime that I'm surprised never got used in anything else. Where it's like, yo, Light's dad is worried about him, and he's like, oh, well, if something happens to my son, I can't imagine a world without Light, and, L is just like, yeah, that would be pretty dark.
But that's the thing that makes it extra weird in anime Death Note, is it's like, yeah, Japanese names are, like, very punny and whatever, but it's so weird that it's that goofy in such a serious show.
Oh man, yeah.
"Quote unquote" serious. There's like, like, as serious as they play it, there are so many goofy moments. Like, yeah. I know the context behind the potato chip scene. It's still silly.
Oh yeah, it's extremely goofy, but it's like, that's part of the fun, I think.
Yeah.
Thing Naruto Uzumaki isn't literally Naruto Spiral. Because I think Uzumaki is the word for spiral, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is, yeah. And that's why it's like the Junji Ito story is Uzumaki.
Yeah.
But yeah,
does he do the Sharingan and it spin? Sharingan? What's it freaking called? Rasengan, that's it. Yeah.
Literally means fish cake whirlpool. Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Alright, yeah.
Oh, man. But yeah, so this episode... So, everyone goes to the city to search for their stolen Digivices. Meanwhile, the Parrotmon have straight up, traded them off to Datamon in exchange for a camera. And they don't know what it is. Toucanemon, yeah. Not Parrotmon. Parrotmon's a different thing.
Also, just a random bit that I noticed that I thought was kind of funny. Remember how, the part of the raft got destroyed last episode, the mast?
Yeah.
I noticed that they just kind of took an entire palm tree and stuck it to the raft as the new mast. And I thought that was kind of funny. Like coconuts and like leaves and all.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Also, yeah, this image is also pretty good. I don't know why, it just looks so goofy to me.
Tomoki just being all happy with a weird Digimon behind him.
Yeah, he's just staring, like, weirdly, just super awkwardly with no expression.
Yeah, turns out Datamon's not very good at video games.
Yeah, it really isn't. He's not really good at Space Invaders, I want to say this is.
Yeah, it's definitely a parody on Space Invaders.
Cause yeah, so like, everyone goes off and they're like searching for the Digivice, and you know, they ask around and stuff. And you see, wow, I got a bit of like a weird movement frame. That looks like really jaggedy on that wire, I'm just noticing. Yeah, they're like a lava. Oh, alright, but yeah. Yeah, just straight up like Space Invaders, but with Togemon.
Yeah, he's just shooting his what is that, Pagumon as the actual. Yeah.
God, just destroy that UFO as Togemon. Wonder if this has any ties to the lore.
Doubt it.
Oh, yeah. Man.
So, yeah, Datamon loses and Tomoki's just like, hey, let me try. And then he clears the game and Datamon receives a weird glowy thing. I wonder what that is.
Yeah, I feel like we haven't been questioning how the spirits have been hidden in these various places enough, because it's like, alright, light spirit's hidden and like, yeah, the light spirit was hidden in like, you know, this like ancient like tribal set of like statues, and it's like, okay, yo, like, fair enough, you know, you were told about the place presumably by Alphanimon or whatever. I don't know, probably not, you probably just showed up there, but it's like, I don't know, at least that looks ancient. It's like, alright, I don't imagine someone like, you know, stick it there in like the ancient past and the rumor spreads. How did Blizzardmon get stuck in a video game that you have to clear to get?
I don't know, and it seems like you only have to win one level of it.
Yeah, could like anyone just play this game and like get the Blizzardmon spirit? Like, did someone did Datamon do this?
I don't know. Well, no, because why would he be trying to get it back out? Or like, why would he put it in a place where he would have trouble getting it back out?
Who had Zephyrmon underwater? Why was Shootmon under the ocean, like just a few like just meters away from like where Calamarimon was?
Yeah, now that you mention it, yeah, those spirits are weirdly close to each other, huh?
Yeah. It's like Richamon's just in this random fortune teller's house, and he just looks over one day like, oh yeah, huh, this is a thing. Wonder if I could use it. Yeah, I'm trying to think. It's like, you know, of course, like Fire Terminal with Agnimon makes sense. Wolfmon is just underground somewhere. It's like, alright, yeah, whatever, you know, it's just somewhere deep where, like, people generally probably won't find it. Friggin' Shockmon in the Ice Cave, yeah. Yeah, it wasn't in the Ice Cave, it was in the river, wasn't it? No, or was it in the Ice Cave?
I don't remember. Was there an Ice Cave?
I know there was an Ice Cave, and I think it came out of it, but I don't remember for sure.
It might have.
It's just this random ice cave next to, like, a random tribe of Candlemon conveniently when it's needed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, this is one of those things where it's like, you just don't think about it.
Or was Junpei's in the pillar of a factory?
Yeah, just a random Sneemon factory that makes, like, battery... No, it wasn't even, like, a battery factory, it was, like, a wind factory. Which makes it extra weird that this wasn't where, like, Fairymon's thing was hidden, but was instead where, like, the lightning thing is.
I guess it still fits because it was, like, the Tasermon. I don't even know if that's what they're called, I forget. And, like, like, there's a lot of electricity in that factory, so it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, like, it would make a lot more sense if, like, you know, like, alright, base forms, whatever, you can't need those. It would make more sense if the beast forms were behind, like, puzzles and stuff of some kind, right? Like, if that was a consistent thing, then suddenly the game makes way more sense, because it's like, okay, well, you solve the puzzle for the stone statue and get Grummon. You, like, maybe do some puzzle to get, like, friggin' Blitzmon or whatever. Was it Bulgmon? Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, now you do the puzzle for, like, Blizzardmon, and it's like, alright, yeah, that would make way more sense. But it's like, nah, it's just kind of whatever,
I mean, it's the reason is they wanted the. Sorry, hold on.
Yeah, the reason is that we need Tomoki to get an evolution, and there's only so many places we could hide it, so, I don't know, it's in a game, I guess. And honestly,
Okay,
I can't even fault the show for it that much.
Well, they're like, okay, we want to have conflict, and then, like, they find their spirit at a dramatic moment, and then they turn the tables on the bad guys.
Yeah.
And that's why it's not, okay, here's an episode where we try to get through a temple.
Yeah, makes sense. Because, like, if it was a puzzle every time, that might get repetitive, but also I feel like you can mix that up enough. I feel like there's enough variation to, like,
But it's a video game, but an elaborate electronic puzzle.
Yeah. It's like the puzzle is, can you beat this level of a video game? And then, like, Tomoki finds, like, a glitch or something, and that's the solution.
Yeah, he just breaks the game and wins.
Yeah, he, like, finds a hidden block where if you keep shooting it, you win the game. I don't know, that'd be a bit dumb, but, like, something like that, right?
I mean, stuff like that happens. Crash Bandicoot 2, I think. If you just bounce on a certain block a certain amount of times, it'll just give you all 25 crystals to finish the game.
Oh, dang. Okay. Actually, I didn't know about that one. Yeah.
You have to bounce on it for a long time, though. I don't remember the details about the glitch, but yeah, it's crazy.
I know there's, like, one fun thing in, like, Banjo-Kazooie, like, 64, whatever it was. Not Banjo-Kazooie, Donkey Kong 64. What the crap's wrong with me? But it's like, yeah, Donkey Kong 64, it's like, oh yeah, there's all the, like, things you collect across the island, And it's like, there was just a single hidden coin that's, like, just in a random, like, part of the world, on a random, like, part of the beach, on a random island, with no indication at all. And if you ground pound on this, like, precise spot, you just get the collectible. And, like, just puts you above 100% completion to, like, like, 103% completion or some crap. So it's like, it became a whole new category of speedrun for, like, 106% completions. Because it was just this random little thing that the dubs just forgot to take out, that they just, like, just never found for, like, something like, like 30 years or some crap after the game was released. It's, like, insane.
Could have been left in intentionally, but they were like, "Oh, nobody will find it," or they didn't care.
Yeah,
it sounds like a debug tool to be like, "Okay, we need to test the game when it's at 100%, so put a coin over here."
Yeah, like, honestly, I'd believe that it's just like, like, oh, they're just showing stuff in and just trying to figure things out, and you're test how things work, and they just did one thing that they just, like, forgot to take out before the game was launched, and no one cared enough to do it. Cause, yeah, like, what would even, like,
Like I said, if it was so hard to find, it took 30 years, I think the idea was they'll never find this.
Yeah, exactly.
So they probably intentionally left it.
I don't know if I'd say intention. I don't think intentionally makes that much sense. I think it's more like, someone just, like, forgot to, like, go into the level editor and, like, erase the thing. And it's like, who cares?
I don't know. Old Rare seems like a company that loves to do, like, goofy fun stuff, so
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. Hard to say, yeah.
Nowadays, they're known for making a somewhat buggy pirate game, but
Wait, what's the buggy pirate game they're making? Like,
already made a Sea of Thieves.
oh, okay. I actually didn't know that was rare, huh?
Yeah, you can get like a Banjo-Kazooie, get Banjo-Kazooie ship parts if you so desire.
Oh, that's
And
pretty fun.
if you hold out the banjo and use the contextual voice lines for it, one of the lines you can say is "Gah."
Oh man.
But no, that game's fun, and it's hilarious when like a megalodon hits your ship in a weird way and launches you like a mile into the air with your ship upside down.
Oh boy. Now you can finally recreate that scene from One Piece. Where you just like drop a ship from the sky and it nearly kills someone.
I think the ship just kind of landed and righted itself. We might have had to fix it. I don't remember exactly what happened.
Okay.
I got launched really far away. It was so weird.
Oh, man.
Yes, Sea of Thieves did get better over time, but the community kind of sucks at times because I don't know. Like it's a pirate game, so everybody has to attack on sight, and it's just I don't know.
Yeah,
Sometimes it can be not fun.
Yeah, just straight up, it's like... Because the one thing I heard is that it's like there's a lack of content. I'm sure it's been like, remedied over time. But it's like,
Yeah, over time they've added in things called tall tales, which are basically little contained stories that give lore around the game and everything.
Oh, that's fun.
Heck, we're currently in the middle of an overarching plot where one of the islands got shrouded in like a ghost mist that was like and like the island was getting destroyed, and then there was a big faction war between the people who wanted to save it and the people who wanted to destroy it. People who wanted to save it won, thank God. But now the guy we were fighting for to save it was murdered. And now we're trying to get him back, I think.
Yeah, okay.
It's like the bad guys got a staff that let them travel basically to the afterlife at will.
Yeah, so like pirates tend to do.
Yeah. There's a lot of magical, like, bullcrap. There's like krakens and like giant megalodons and stuff. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I enjoy playing Sea of Thieves more often than I don't, so.
But yeah, as I say, it's like, yeah, when, you don't have a lot of content or more, you gotta make your own fun, and I guess that just becomes a culture.
Yeah.
Being like, hey, just hop on with the boys, let's just, like, go just, grief some dudes.
Well, there's an entire faction that you get bigger rewards. Okay. In Sea of Thieves, you can sail as an emissary for a trading company, right?
Right.
And as you collect treasure or whatever, or do stuff relevant to that trading company, your grade will go up to rank 5.
Yeah.
There's another emissary faction called the Reapers, who get reputation and gold and whatever by sinking other emissaries and turning in their flags.
Yeah, makes sense.
So the people going out and attacking people are incentivized to do so.
Yeah, okay, yeah, makes sense. Yeah, like you incentivize people to actually be pirates in your pirate game. For better or for worse.
Yeah. And like I get it, like people are gonna want to do that. Here's the thing. Sea of Thieves used to have a dedicated PvP mode, which they took out for some reason.
Huh.
Like it was called Arena. I never played in it, so I don't know what it's really like. But yeah, they used to have a thing for PvPers to go to, and there were noticeably less people on the servers just attacking people.
Yeah. Okay. Huh.
It's just like I just want to go do little story missions and collect treasure and stuff. Like I just want to chill with my friends and not have to check the map every 5 seconds to make sure somebody's not coming up to us.
Go out, like just explore around, do a puzzle, find a beast spirit.
Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, I should probably mention it's like, yeah, everyone just kind of goes around and searches for the Digivices. That's where the Gallantmon shot comes from. He's just in a random montage.
Yeah.
Seems like they want that chaos in the game. Oh boy, that's probably totally like, yeah. But yeah, we actually finally see Daemon just crack open a Digivice and we see what it looks like inside.
Yeah, it looks like a glowy toy.
Yeah, and this is... So here's the thing, I feel like this is kind of interesting, because he cracks open, it's like, okay, you have some little, like, circles here, and one of the circles has a little, like, glowing blue dot for, like, the base spirit, the human spirit. And he cracks open the red Digivice, and it's got 2 glowing red dots on it. It's like, okay, one's for the human spirit, one's for the beast spirit. And I'm looking at this, and it's like, okay, well, I'm seeing, like, it seems like there might be a third, because of course a big dot, but also it seems like there's, like, a third dot below the first one. So it's like, yeah, is that, like, where the, like, the hybrid spirit or whatever it's called, the mix of both goes, and the big dot's, like, the ancient spirit, maybe?
Maybe, but I don't believe... I think only Takuya and Koji get the fused spirits.
Yeah. Either way, it's interesting, yeah.
Yeah, like nobody else gets one. It's stupid.
Yeah, it'd be interesting if, like, because I don't think we'll, like, crack these things open again anytime soon. But it'd be interesting to be like, oh, hey, we finally have, like, a hybrid spirit, of, like, both types. Where does that go? And, like, does this imply everyone could have gone Omega if they tried? Well, I guess tried / if, like, the right circumstances or whatever.
If the writers decided to give them one.
Yeah. Because, yeah, there's definitely some interesting possibilities here. But yeah, that's cool, yeah. So we get that. It's like, so a big thing of this episode is that, like, Arbamon calls Daemon, and he's like, oh, hey, you have the spirits? And Daemon's like, what were you talking about? What are those? And Arbamon's like, I'll be there in an hour to collect them. But, Tomoki's just really determined to get his Digivice back, so Daemon's like, okay, you know what? If you can, like, just find something to trade for them within, like, an hour, then, like, it's yours, whatever. First come, first serve. So it's like, he goes out, he's like, chases down the Toucanmon, I believe, because he just, like, runs into them.
Yeah, and they take off into the ice fields.
Yeah, it leads to a very, like, contrived situation where the Toucanmon are, like, falling into the ice and they're, like, drowning because they can't swim. And also, it's ice water. And Tomoki's just, like, helps them out. But he helps them out in such a way that, like, the camera, like, records him doing it. And presumably then records them being like, alright, well, screw you, kid, and running off. So it's like, oh, okay, and of course they, like, go back, he gets the camera back to Daemon, and Daemon's like, oh, and he just takes one look at it, he's like, oh, I see, you're a good kid, alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very weird after Terra's kind of put everyone on the same playing field, but walk that back with this one, everyone being main characters at least, oh yeah. That's the thing, yeah.
There's kind of a weird thing, though. It's like, Gallantmon does, like, a lot of the fighting. Terriermon is the one who they upload the anti-D-Reaper thing into. And
yeah, and Sakuyamon is support.
Yeah, I was gonna say Tsukuyamon like heals the other two or something and does nothing else.
Tsukuyamon's big contribution is she gives all of her power, and by power I mean all of her armor, to, like, Justimon. So Justimon can cut a big weirdo CG wire monster in half with his, like, powered up arm blade.
Yeah.
I
Like,
mean, fair enough, but yeah, also shipping.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. In most regards, all the characters are equal as main characters, but Rika and Tsukuyamon kind of get shafted at the end.
When you're support, it feels like you have to be a bit more equal than the others in terms of what you do, you know?
Yeah.
It's like she does the one thing, but it feels like she should have had, like, a bit more to do in that, final stretch.
Yeah.
But yeah. So you get the whole thing done, and, like, Arbamon just shows up. And it's
very
like,
rudely, by the way. Dude just, like, pushes the door down, or, like, bursts through the wall. It's like, dude, just knock on the door or walk in. You don't have to break the thing.
Yeah, and we, like, finally get the big moment where it's like, Tomoki gets the beast spirit, and it's like, okay, yeah, big fight. Turns out Blizzardmon, which is his beast mode, as we see here, is, like, his form of being hard to control is he just goes wild and then just prays to the gods. I don't know, like, it's weird, but it's like, oh, alright, sure, I guess Blizzardmon is just super religious.
It could just be that he's like, I don't know, maybe it's just his way of controlling it is he has to stop and try to, like, calm himself.
I know, I have the impression that, like, Tomoki's not the one making him do this.
I don't know.
I think it's, like, probably part of some, like, tribal belief or something that they just, like, they're like, oh yeah, this will be a fun little gimmick. I mean, it is.
Yeah.
I can't really deny it is indeed a fun little gimmick.
So I'm not gonna lie, I think Chalkmon has the more interesting design.
Yeah.
Even if he's just a little snow bear in, like, a hat with a gun, like, I don't know, I think that's more interesting than Yeti with axes?
Yeti with axes and, like, big crazy, like, harpoon dreads. Honestly, I have nothing against Blizzardmon. Chalkmon's a really good design, though. Chalkmon is really good.
I just think that the Beast Evolution could have shared more traits with Chalkmon than literally none at all.
Oh, yeah. You could have literally, like, given him so many crazy snow guns, and it would have been really fun. Like, I still really like the snow gun, and it's done nothing. It's a really cool, like, I like that Chalkmon's so, like, militarized and crazy looking at times, with his freaking snow cannon.
They could have made Blizzardmon could have been like an offshoot evolution of Frigimon, just like with several, like, design changes to give him, like, more of the snow guns or whatever, and, like, I don't know, it would have been more interesting than this.
Yeah, I could see that. At least this makes more sense than Dipenmon. Never forget Dipenmon.
Who?
Dipenmon, the giant penguin that fights with twin popsicles.
We talked about that, I think, at some point. Yeah.
Probably kind of a Minrang Woodmo, I guess. Oh yeah, still thought most of the drawing was great this show, though. Oh yeah, absolutely. Snow missile, please.
Snow missile, please. I would love to see a redesigned Blizzardmon that takes more traits from Chalkmon.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate, because you see, like, the ice hybrid forms, like, Ultimate, it's Dipenmon, and it's so weird. And the Mega just goes, like, more into the Blizzardmon side, and it's just a big, crazy ice yak. And it's like, oh, alright. Huh. Like, this makes sense for an Ice-type Digimon, but I mean, I still like Blizzardmon more. I know, like, sorry, not Blizzardmon, Chalkmon. Chalkmon's just really fun.
Also, it fits Tomoki. Like,
oh yeah,
100%. Although I get that they were kind of like Blizzardmon is like the opposite of like the cute little bear thing, and then it's like the crazy like Yeti with dual wielding axes.
Yeah, like, here's where I think I'm at. It's like Blizzardmon isn't a bad design, as don't like him as like an evolution to Chalkmon. Which he's a beast spirit, so he's technically not, but still, you know. Is like an upgrade, it makes sense, but like I would have hoped for something a bit more on brand.
Yeah.
And the fact that they just like completely leave this direction and never go back feels like a wasted opportunity. And love that Digimon at the same time. Oh yeah.
At least Chalkmon.
Like, yeah.
At least Chalkmon pulls his weight in the next episode surprisingly high amount of times.
Yeah, that's the thing, because it's like, you know, you go through, it's like, you know, not only is it kind of like a weird design that doesn't quite fit, but like Blizzardmon still has like very clear advantages and abilities that, sorry, not Blizzardmon, I'm getting confused. Chalkmon has very clear advantages and abilities that Blizzardmon doesn't have. Like, the whole ice shapeshifting thing is really cool, and they just drop it, and it's kind of like, you know, however.
Well, okay, so I think that's kind of the point of the slight evolution thing and being able to just do it at will. Is you can give one form utility and the other the raw power, and that's clearly what they're going for with Chalkmon and Blizzardmon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That makes sense. But then I feel like, you know, with the other forms, it's like you have to kind of bring that utility back, right? Yes, it's like, I'm like, just sort of glancing through stuff, and it's like, alright, you know, of course, like, Grummon's not humanoid, there's like stuff that, like, you know, you're gonna have an easier time doing as like Wolfmon, but then you get to like Beowulfmon, and he's got like the swords and the gun, and he's still a humanoid, and Cav has like all the advantages of the previous forms, you know? And I feel like Aldemon Cav does like the same type of thing. It's like, oh yeah, you still have the crazy guns and the wings and stuff, but also you have the human part, so you can like use your hands and like all this other stuff, right?
Yeah. Now that you mention it, every other kid's beast spirit is just a straight upgrade from the previous form. Like, without like the utility,
kind of.
but without the utility thing in mind, like all of them are just straight upgrades.
Yeah.
Except maybe Garmon. Garmon might be faster, but I think the flexibility of Wolfmon is better.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's more powerful, but it's like, yeah,
like he can fight with a sword, and like, I don't know.
Yeah, and then I think Beowulfmon, and he gets the missiles.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, before he transforms into Blizzardmon, like, Datamon is like, oh yeah, I saw you in the footage on the thing, and you're clearly a good kid. You weren't lying when you said this Digivice belonged to you. So here, by the way, I loaded your beast spirit into it.
Shit, like, I feel like, yo, I don't have much to say about this episode overall outside of the fun little details. But there's one thing I do really want to point out which does irk me, and that's that, like, oh yeah, you remember how Datamon's a freaking ultimate who's on par with, like, Etamon? Yeah, why didn't his missiles just beat Peldramon? Like, they didn't really do much, did they?
They made him flinch, I think. But it could just be chalked up to Datamon's a shopkeeper, not a fighter.
Sure, like, Damon's never been that much of a fighter, but also he is an ultimate, and that seems like it should be a bit of a bigger deal than it is. I don't know. I would prefer to if he didn't even try fight back and it was just all Blizzardmon, because then it'd be like, okay, well, you know, Like, he doesn't have to step in. They got this. You know?
Yeah. I don't know. By the way, speaking of, like, Blizzardmon stepping in to, like, just win this fight, like, wow.
Oh yeah, Blizzardmon just solos him.
Yeah, considering how much trouble the bad guys' beast spirits have been in the past, it is shocking how quickly Blizzardmon, like, beats Petalgermon.
And he is a really big, beefy dude with dual axes, and he can swing them really, really quickly.
Yeah.
With zero impact, but still fair enough.
Yeah. What to do? He picks up Petalgermon and, like, throws him into the distance or something and, like, hits him with his harpoon dreads.
Yeah, something like that. Oh, man. But yeah, kind of a nothing episode, but screw it. You know, good episode for Tomoki.
It's fine. It's the episode where Tomoki gets his beast spirit.
I feel like the next one is way more, like, interesting. I'll say way more fun. Let's just say way more fun.
Yeah, the next one's filler. Let's not mince words. Why? It's fun.
Alright, so, like, just, like...
Also, Izumi and Junpei enter eating contest, and Izumi can eat, like, 30 meals all at once. Or something.
Crap, whatever, I'll figure it out, editing. Because plot point or with Sword just moving past the I can't control this moment.
Yeah, and they're done. They all got it. They're good.
Yeah, like, we had the one where it's like Blizzardmon can't control it. It's like, alright, fair enough. Okay, yeah, so next episode, she's a growing girl. Oh, God.
That's one of the lines from this episode. Or previous episode.